We are so back. Think Fresh podcast, everybody.
Gang, sandwich so good. How are you doing today?
Podcasting so good. Yum, yum, yum.
Yum.
I was going to open with that line, and then I hard pivoted at the last second, and then you fast followed with it. So the synergy in the booth today is already on point. I'm so glad to be back here with you after our hiatus. Ty and Eric back in the booth. Had to take the summer off to get it right, but we are so back.
That's right. Haters will say it's a hiatus, but I was the one who dropped the boat.
Eric fled to Europe.
I fled to Europe. I wasn't able to record at all because I was day drunk for the entirety of the 2 weeks that I was away. And Ty, I'm just like so happy that I was able to come back in one piece. No shout out to Delta. But we are back and we are recording. That red little light is blinking, and I couldn't be more excited.
I am so excited to have you back. I know it was probably very nice sitting on the Croatian coastline, sipping a Peroni, having the tide lick your balls as it swept in.
But I thought you said Thai, and I was like, I don't know, dude. You stayed home.
That's not what I said. We should run that audio clip back and double check. But so we don't want to take up the entire episode talking about your excursions, your parade throughout Europe, but quick itinerary drop. What did this trip look like to you?
That's right. We need to get into more important things like the Travis Scott Egypt concert. But until we talk about that, I will mention that I went to London for a quick stopover, hit up Milan, went to Venice, and then back to Croatia for a week or so. And then I skedaddled my toasty little bum over here after, tanning for a week straight.
You are toasted, very roasted.
That's right.
This is a culinary podcast, so I have to ask you, what was the most delicious or interesting thing you consumed during this trip?
Well, interesting could be interpreted in many ways, but two meals immediately come to mind, Ty. One of them was the stingray that I had in Croatia. This was prepared by my family. It's very good. I've had it many times before, but this is the first time I Google translated it.
Wait, you eat stingray many times?
Yeah.
Yum, so good?
Yummy. Yeah, it's very, very tasty, Ty. It's prepared in a stew, and there's no bones in it. It's kind of all cartilage. It's very yummy in my tummy.
Interesting. That's how I would want it to be, nice and crunchy.
Exactly. Well, you don't consume the cartilage. You can kind of pick it out like a fish. But yeah, it's kind of it's got the most obscure form factor of any fish. It's when you cut open a fish, you know exactly what you're dealing with, no matter what it is, right? It's got a spine, all the bones come out of the spine, and it's got a head and a tail. All that stuff you can kind of throw out. This thing is you're kind of just digging around, almost as if you are, peeping around for someone's wedding ring in your sandwich. You know what I mean? You gotta really just feel around, and then, play by play, take out the bones, right?
Right. It's digging through the denim bin at the thrift store.
Exactly.
So are you trying to eat
There's
the
a finger
or the
there's a finger in the lettuce bucket, Ty, and you gotta fish it out with your nose.
Oh no, it's like a needle in a haystack. Are you looking for the ray or the stinger? What are you eating? What part of this amorphous fish thing are you actually putting in your mouth?
You're eating the flapper.
The flapper? The wings? You're just having wings for dinner?
Ty, the entire fish is kind of one big flap, like a flapjack in some circles. So yeah, I guess the entire body of it. I don't know. You could probably buy the stinger itself. That's in a different price bracket. I'm guessing there's not much meat there. I would hypothesize. But yeah, I guess the body.
I'm not really into that. I don't know. It's kind of gross.
Oh, okay.
I would lose my flapatite.
Your flapatite. Well, that's okay, Ty. This next meal, you would also lose your flappetite for. And this was the meatball slider at the SeaTac Airport Lounge that I want
Ooh,
to I have to talk to you about because I encountered it not once but twice on my travels. 2 weeks later, flying back to Seattle, same.
you went back for round two, the sequel on a meatball slider from the SeaTac Airport Lounge? King, don't you know hospitals are expensive in the States? Don't be playing like
uh,
that.
Dude, it I didn't die the first time around, so I decided to go Chris Angel Mind Freak the second time and see if I could run it back. Um, but no, I did not consume it on the second time around. I learned better. But Ty, this was a different lounge entirely. Like, there's multiple lounges in the airport, and this is an entirely different terminal, but they had the exact same menu, like wasabi
Mm,
peas, mustard pretzels, like some random like mysterious macaroni dish, and then also meatball sliders. And
wow.
yeah, I gotta say, on the way there, I consumed about three sliders, two meatballs each.
It makes sense that they would copy paste the same menu because of economies of scale and the same reason Subway's got the same lettuce
Hmm.
everywhere. But
Yeah, most people don't frequent the SeaTac airport. Like if you live in Seattle, you probably can't afford to fly anywhere.
mhm,
So it's only just for layovers, and it's kind of like the shittiest layover of all time because the airport fucking sucks and the people there
mhm.
suck. So you're kind of just like, encountering the meatballs once, and you never really go to multiple terminals like I do. You're usually in the same terminal, so they didn't think
Dude,
this one through.
and the worst part about laying over in SeaTac is that it's so close to Vancouver that you can like see your house while you're landing. You're like, I can see Canada from here. Just take me there. I still have to hang out here for 2 hours and then fly another hour home.
Exactly. There was we actually oversold well, I didn't do it. They oversold the flight by 4 on the way back. And I realized like they were offering like $1,200 to just take the free night's stay and to take the 7 a.m. flight the next day.
Mhm.
But I was realizing like you can just drive. You can probably get there faster by taking the money and driving than like waiting
Mhm.
for the fucking plane to take off.
Wow. What
Yeah.
a cheeky move to make some money off of airlines.
Yeah, dude. They opened the bid at 800, and like two brokies immediately jumped at the opportunity to take $800. And then within like 5 seconds, he upped it to 1,000, and then the two brokies were just sitting there like, "What the fuck?" They're like, "Are you kidding me?"
Wow. I would
Yeah,
feel pretty mad too.
yeah. I would have been like, that's not gonna happen, bro. I need that 1,200 real quick."
Yeah, they need a master class in negotiation or something. That's
Exactly.
nasty. Spend more time at Subway talking to the artist, and they'll get there.
Exactly. So yeah,
So,
Ty, these meatballs were not good. They looked pretty ghastly. I'm not gonna lie.
like, how are
But
they different than the Subway meatballs? I'm very familiar with the shape and color and texture and disposition of the Subway ball.
well, Ty, I'll tell you what, they were much sweatier than the Subway ones.
Sweaty balls. And were they bigger or smaller?
They're about the same size. They almost looked identical. However, like they were so sweaty that the sauce wouldn't stick to it. The sauce would just like slide down the meatball. You know what I mean? So when you open the little like casket, when you open the coffin to the little meatballs, you just see like a pool of red like sauce with like bald
Mm.
meatballs in there.
Ugh, that's very testicular.
Yeah.
Do not like that.
Yeah, dude. Shout out to our sponsor for the episode, Manscaped.
Yeah. This is another flappetizer whose flap I will not be peeling back.
Exactly. But obviously, I had to try it for the culture, and I gotta say, they tasted fine. My only real critique was the bread choice. Now,
Oh.
this is very critical for a slider, right? You only have a few options for like small little bread bite type things,
Hmm.
but they used a Hawaiian roll, which was way too sweet.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! What is a Hawaiian roll?
I don't know. I just
Mm.
know that it said it was a Hawaiian roll and it looked like a normal bun, but when you take a bite out of it, it was like it's like made with sugar or something. It was like so sweet and like off-putting. it was like almost like the bun was made for a dessert, but then the meatball was made for lunch, you know?
Mm-hmm. I see how that could be, yeah, a bad combination. I'd imagine
Hmm.
off my head, I'm like the only flavors that like I think about from Hawaii is like bananas, pineapples, and coconuts. And did it have any of those flavors present? Think
Um,
really hard.
well, to be honest, it could have been pineapple because it was very like a light yellow color. It almost looked like a brioche. You know, a brioche sometimes is like kind of like yellowy.
Yeah, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Or actually, no, like a potato bun. You know what I mean? You know, at like Shake
Mm.
Shack, the bun's kind of yellow.
Yeah, yeah, it looks
Yeah, that's what it
like
looked
a
like.
tennis ball.
Yeah, exactly. I just wanted to bat it into the next lounge because of how bad it tasted. But um, yeah, so
Pow!
it was all right. But Ty, here's the problem. My flight was delayed by 2 hours.
Oh
So I'm
no.
sitting there drinking like 4 beers at the lounge and having like
Mhm.
meatball slider after meatball slider. It was a bad combo.
An infinite slide. That is dangerous. So kind of like a conveyor belt of meatball going down your mouth. Like how many orbs of meat did you swallow in the 4 hour window?
6.
Six? You eat six meatballs.
Yeah, because I made 3 sliders and 2 balls per slide.
Okay, that's
That sounds
actually not
like a
terrible.
bad 2C slide remix, but that is what happened. And which with every slider, I had a pint of beer as well.
To wash it down, right? Because the marinara is
Hmm.
not enough. That's
Exactly.
not an unreasonable amount of ball, Eric, because the footlong sub, I think, is six meatballs.
Hmm. Except Ty, there was an embarrassing moment when I like went up to the lounge, had a sub or not a sub, a slider, and then left to go to my gate, and then came back after 5 minutes, and then had to like check in again to the lounge, and I was like, I'm back.
I don't like the I'm back. It's because you do a little like goofy smile and a dance to show like, ah, this is so
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, no, I tried to walk by them, being like, "Oh yeah, I just like I'm back, right? No, don't work, don't stress." And then she looked at me like, "Oh, you have to check in," and I was like, "Oh, it's me again. Don't worry." And she's like, "Oh,
She's
okay,
like,
no worries."
I've never seen you before in my life.
Yeah, yeah, she was on autopilot. The receptionist at the
Mhm.
SeaTac lounge. I don't blame her.
I don't blame her either. Everyone's a pilot there.
Exactly.
That's
So those
crazy,
are my
Eric.
two interesting meals, Ty, in my entire trip.
I appreciate you opening up your both your mouth and your mind and sharing those with us, your heart as well. Um, I want to hear a little bit more about the excursions of this Euro trip, and then we'll get into some subway talk. But what is it that you did that was so memorable that you're like, I'm gonna take that away. I'm gonna tell my grandchildren about that moment.
Wow, that's a good question. Memorable. Let's see here. I don't know, Ty. I barely remember any of the trip. I think I drank so much that a non-Eastern European would probably go blind.
Hmm.
However, I was able to get through everything unscathed, and I
Okay,
survived. I'm actually a
good
survivor.
genes. I
That's
get
right.
that, and so that's totally an understandable reaction. I feel like that's like anybody that visits Ibiza has the same like outcome. But you're in case you're
Ty.
hanging out with your nona.
Yeah, exactly. Nona is a drinker. Let's be honest here. But Ty, there was one Uber that I took that is a little bit memorable. I don't know if I tell my grandchildren about this, but um, we were like ending our night with an Uber home, and it was quite a long ride. And I think what caught our Uber driver off guard was the fact that there were 2 stops on the itinerary, one to drop off
Mm,
my sister, and the other to take me back to the hotel.
the double
Um,
stop always gets them. It always trips them up. They're like, "Where am I going?" It's
exactly.
like, "Dude, look at the map."
Yeah, dude, the app, you're it's the brief is there. You know what I mean? You just got to
Yeah.
follow the brief. Um, it's really annoying. You would expect drivers to figure that out by now, but um, basically, obviously, this guy had like some other plans going on in the night,
Mm,
and he kept getting a call like while driving, and it just said like Mr. Terry, and I was like,
Mr. Terry.
yeah, I was like, who is this Mr. Terry character? Because he would like decline it, and then Eventually he answered, and then I think he's like some African dude, right? And he's just like, Mr. Terry. He's like, how are you, Mr. Terry? How are you? And then he's just like, he's like, I couldn't hear what Mr. Terry was saying because it was in his AirPods. But then he just kept assuring him that he was going to come to him, right? He's like, don't
Oh,
worry, Mr. Terry, I'm coming to you. And I was just like
interesting.
worried for this guy. I was like, oh my god, is this maybe he's gotten himself in some kind of sticky situation, right? But then
Hmm.
he would call back and he'd be like, Mr. Terry, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'm
10
like,
minutes, but
okay.
you got two stops still.
I know. I was like thinking in my head, like, there's no fucking way he's getting there in 10 minutes. And exactly 10 minutes later, Mr. Terry calls back.
No. Oh, no, and
Yeah,
you're in the back seat, dude. You're going down with this driver.
that's right, dude. I'm in the back seat and I'm listening to our driver calm Mr. Terry down. And he was saying things like, Mr. Terry, don't worry. 15 more minutes. 15 minutes, I'll be there. I'll be fully there. And
Oh,
I'm like, holy
no.
shit. Yeah. And then I just got, and then eventually I got out of the Uber and I was like, just the rest of the night I was thinking about Mr. Terry. I was like, what's going on, man? What are they doing
Yeah.
over there?
What how does this narrative end? Was he
Yeah.
the
It's
guy's
the biggest
pimp,
cliffhanger ever.
his lover, his
Who knows?
I mean, the most reasonable explanation is that this guy moonlights his, like, side hustle to his main bay job as an Uber driver is a private driver. So perhaps Mr. Terry
Oh,
is like a private arrangement that he has set up.
right. Terry Crews is in London and he needs a ride.
Mhm.
He needs to get home as well, but he's busy Ubering me around. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
It's not a
You
private
get the
driver situation
priority.
though, because it was in a Prius. And like
Oh,
if
yeah.
you can afford a private driver, you're not hiring a Prius.
Yeah. That you're absolutely right. That is not the answer. It's probably a lover or pimp.
Exactly. Or he was just gonna go clubbing. Who knows?
Right,
Yeah, this
right.
was on the way back from our clubbing night, so it's possible, Ty.
You were in the clubbing district of London. The
That's right.
circus, they call it. They throw that word
Piccadilly.
around a lot in London. Everything's a circus to them. It's all,
Yeah, dude, bunch of clowns over there. Everything to them is a
bunch of
circus.
clowns.
Yeah.
Bunch of clowns.
Jesters.
Wow. What a, interesting trip, Eric. You really,
Thanks.
there's some highlights and some lowlights for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, I have to say, Ty, I didn't think about Subway once in the entire trip until my very last day, where I had walked by a British Subway
A Subway in the United Kingdom.
in the United Kingdom. That's right. And what do you know, Ty? The sandwich artists look the exact same as they do here.
So you went in and you ordered a footlong?
No, Ty. I no, Teddy. I walked in there and I just like stood in the middle of the restaurant in the line and I did like a panorama video of the entire place and then just walked out.
Oh, damn. So you work for Google Street View.
Yeah, I work for Google Street View. And actually I work for this podcast and I had to
Mhm.
document it for you. So
I really
yeah, that's where
appreciate,
we're at.
your service. So you walk through the doors, the sandwich artist attempts to engage you, you block them out, you point a camera at them, say nothing, scan the room. What do you take in while you're in there? Like, what was noticeably different about how the Brits do Subway?
Well, Ty, let me tell you, not a lot. I think just the names of the sandwiches are different, really. So,
Mm.
and actually, the most different thing is probably the fact that the BMT is included in the Subway series menu. There's a
Oh,
BMT option.
a promotion.
I don't know if it's a promotion, but it's the sandwich everyone asked for anyway. They just made it a menu item finally, instead of like
I
they probably like optimized something here where like instead of people asking, "Hey, do you still make this?" They just like
Mhm.
include it.
They're just like, "We'll just give the people what they want here." So you're saying they're using a little
Exactly.
bit of different language, though. Does that mean that they refer to a 6 inch as like a wee bun or a foot long as a chody hog? Or I don't know how the Brits talk.
I know when if only I had ordered, I would have said something like, "Oi, bruv, can I get a wee little bun, yeah?"
Wee little bun.
Yeah, no, but they just call it a 6-inch sub tie. I didn't know that they use the imperial there as well. It would be funny if it was like 9.7 centimeter sub.
Yeah, I don't think they use imperial. They're so far from imperial that it must feel like a more of an American experience than an Italian experience for a Brit to walk
Mm,
into that subway, which is funny because for an American entering it, it's probably more of an Italian than an American experience.
hmm. Yeah, you're probably right. Um, but yeah, footlong tie is the same ish price as here, except in pounds, which makes it
Mm,
like almost double the price.
damn. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
dude.
Footlong prices are getting out of control, Eric. I just saw some Subway sandwich news today that in Nova Scotia, they're selling a footlong sandwich with fresh Nova Scotian seafood, like lobster and shit and crab, the
Oh
seafood medley,
gosh.
but they're marketing it as like a fresh East Coast seafood spread. They're selling it for
Mm.
$39.99 for a footlong.
Wait, what?
Yeah, dude. Isn't that crazy?
That's
Pull this
fucking
thing up.
nuts, dude. Holy shit. $40 for lunch
$40
at
for lunch
Subway?
for
Oh.
the same foot long. Like, I bet you this is just the seafood medley rebranded as like fresh and local. Oh, sorry, 36.99. Look at this East Coast
Mm.
style double meat foot long. It's okay to be shellfish, they say, when you treat yourself to
Yes,
this thing.
they. Dude, what the fuck?
That's whack.
And the
700
6 inch is
calories.
$20. Holy shit.
Hmm.
Oh.
So I completely believe that there would be a double the price footlong in the UK.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, let's just like do the math real quick. 8.5 British pounds is $15 Canadian.
Yeah, that's pretty
So
high.
it's pretty high, dude. And with the 2.5 percent transaction fee, foreign transaction fee, you're paying the tip as well.
That's crazy. I'm just reading
Yeah.
one comment on this lobster roll that says, I would have to work 4 hours to afford this. Shout out to all our minimum wage listeners.
Wow, dude. Shout out to our frontline workers. That's crazy. So if you work at Subway, assuming you get like a free sub for lunch, your most lucrative hour at work is your lunch hour.
Hmm. I think so. Because you're getting paid to eat and probably bringing in the most tips.
Exactly.
Mm.
Is that
If they were paid
amazing?
on commission, it would change everything.
Wow. Yeah, dude. Imagine getting 10% of that just on the
Hmm.
sale. You have $4 every time. That's more than you get in tips.
It's weird though that they don't actually incentivize commission because like you think about like a car sales anybody in sales Subway is they're working in sales, those artists, and
Hmm.
they could kind of probably sway the greater patron base to spend more, buy more, or even just like quality of sandwich will affect return visits. So there's a lot riding on
Hmm.
that, and they should probably have a stake in it, a steak and cheese in it.
Yeah, you're probably right. But at the same time, like, do we really want to go down that same path of like having the artists be role models? You know what I mean? It's like, or ambassadors even. Subway and ambassadors just don't mesh. Like,
That's
they
true.
have a
They
bad
have
history of that.
bad list of ambassadors. You're absolutely right. So it's not in the artist's interest to be more associated with Subway. You actually need them to be more like gig employees. Like Subway should hire all of their employees. They should just have the DoorDash driver make the sandwich and then carry it out. Like that would be probably the ideal scenario for Subway and, and the employees too.
It's just like a empty like grocery store at that point. like
Yeah.
like you walk in, or it's like night at the museum. Like you walk behind the line,
Hmm.
you like make your own sub and walk out. That's like
It's it's like
a
the
scary
Amazon
sight.
Go of Subway.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah,
Huh. The bulk bin.
the bulk bin. Yeah, you'd have to go bigger on the bins because you're probably gonna like burn through lettuce a lot faster.
Hmm. And they would have to still have like employees because I'm for sure not like topping up the lettuce when I'm done. You know?
No, no, that's not your responsibility, dude. You got to deliver that foot long.
That's right, dude. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, London in general has like bad food,
Hmm.
but but nothing made me
Known London
stoop that
fact.
low. Yeah, exactly. Like I was like, there's no way that like a whole country just has like mid food, but I don't know. It's kind of true. Like it's like hard to find like good food there.
Yeah, it's crazy that they conquered the world to obtain spice, and then I don't really know what they did with it. Like, where did it go?
Yeah, they traded it away. I guess I don't know.
Guess so. Doesn't
Hmm.
make any sense. I also okay. Since you were away prancing throughout Europe, and I had no one to record with, I had many long, lonely nights. And one of those evenings, I went to Subway, a lone patron, ordered a footlong sandwich, a veggie patty, and it was such a bad sandwich, Eric. It was so
Oh
bad.
no!
It was so bad. It
Wait,
wasn't
was this the
like,
one you Snapchatted to me?
yeah, it like fell apart before I even could open it. And it
Oh.
looked like it got ran over by a semi truck. Like I opened it up and just like it flatlined. Like literally
Mm-hmm.
became a
Mm-hmm.
flat line of foot long.
Ah, dude. What's really tragic about this is that like when Subway's good, it's fine, it's whatever.
Mm,
But when Subway's bad, it's like someone stabbed you in the heart. You know what I mean? It's like
mhm,
you're already at a low point going to Subway. You're probably alone. You're probably like, fuck, I wish I could like have a home cooked meal right now, but here I am at
mhm,
fucking Subway. And then you
mhm.
unwrap this monstrosity, and then you're like, wow, I never want to come back here again. It's like it's
Yeah,
always such a dagger every time.
it really is. It hurts so bad. And then you still eat it, and then you feel bad. You put the bad monstrosity in your body. You're coming
It's
home with
like
me. Gobble gobble.
it's like I don't want you in me, but I'm gonna have to put you in me.
I don't want you in me, but I need you in me. Damn.
There's very few other professions that say that exact line.
Yeah, for sure. You gotta do what you gotta do to make ends meet, right? Like business is business.
Exactly. Business is business. I feel for you, Ty. That's a bad evening.
Mhm.
But you'll never be so down bad that you order the Burger King cheeseburger.
Cheeseburger.
Cheese.
Yeah, so okay, so this is like Burger King Thailand, I think? Vietnam?
It's
Only in
Thailand,
Nam?
bro.
Thailand.
We gotta get our friend Patrick to order one of these things for the
Right.
pod. We'll send
He's
him
in
twenty
Thailand right
dollars.
now.
We'll send him $20 Canadian to order this
Mhm.
like $1 burger. And
Yes, I will Venmo him some Bitcoin and get him to take one for the team here. So this is 20 slices of cheese between two golden tennis ball buns, absolutely gift wrapped in between this bun is this leaning
hmm
tower of cheese. It's like when you go to the grocery store, you find the Kraft singles section, you grab a pack of Kraft
hmm
singles, take the plastic wrap off, and then put that whole stack, that entire band in a bun.
hmm
Is that correct? Is that what we're talking about?
That is right. That's exactly right, Ty. And juicy, fat Americans scurry to me because
Dude,
they love thick cheese burgers, Ty. And this thing, it's not for the faint of heart, though. Imagine being lactose intolerant and taking a bite out of this. You might croak.
this would be my last meal if I was on death's row as a lactose intolerant individual. Be like,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
dude.
tolerate it right now. I gotta have that cheese.
On
I'm a
death's
little
row.
mouse.
Yeah, dude. They'll put you in the electric chair and zap you, and then simultaneously you'll just like shit everywhere.
Mhm. Oh, you're dying before they even strap you in if you eat that thing. There's so
Absolutely.
much cheese. I can't believe that there's a market for this. Like, is this a attempt at like shock marketing, or do you think that there's actually this is in demand beyond the novelty?
I can't imagine a world where this is in demand. Um, I simply can't. So I don't know what like in what world we live in where like shock marketing works with food. Like, do people like that? Do people want to be shocked by food? I don't want to be shocked by food. I just want to eat it and feel good and comfortable.
I do think
Yummy,
people
yummy.
want to be yum yum. Food tastes so good.
Yeah.
People do want to be shocked by food, Eric. People need to feel entertained. That's why we got this cheeseburger monstrosity. That's why we got the grimace shake. That's why we got like Subway wraps. Like all of these things are meant to shock and scare people.
Oh, fuck. Well, I don't know. The thing with these like other foods that you just mentioned is that they presumably are at the very least designed to taste good. Where it's like there's no way where this fucking cheese on cheese on cheese on cheese on cheeseburger is gonna taste good. It's like when I look at that, that just looks nasty. But like the grimace
No,
shake, I'll have what he's having. You know what I mean?
you want to drink the novel pink beverage. You're like, oh, look at that pink fluid. I got to have a sip of that. But you don't want to have cheese and
Yeah,
bread. It's just cheese. It's just shark. It's cheese and bread, Eric. It's just the two essentials of a good sandwich. They just
yeah, but
over-indexed on both. That can't be bad. I want to eat it. I want to bite my teeth into that. That
you
blocko
want to eat it.
cheese.
You want to eat it because it's the only thing at Burger King you can eat.
Yeah, I do. You're not wrong.
So, but like when you distill something down to two ingredients, they have to be good ingredients. Like you have to have
Mhm,
like nice cheese with, okay, maybe the bread will pass because it's just bread, but the cheese has to be
mhm.
good. This is
I get
like
that.
processed garbage cheese. Like cheese is already bad here in North America. Imagine how bad it
Mhm.
is in Thailand. Do you think Thailand has made anything with cheese ever before this burger?
Maybe that's why they put this many slices. They just, as a country, don't really know how to use cheese.
They don't. They don't know how to use
Yeah.
cheese. There's no meal in Thailand that incorporates cheese. I can't even think of a type of cheese that they would use ever.
I can't think of a type of cheese either, actually, now you think about it. Like, every culture has cheese. Why don't they have cheese?
Yeah.
How did they
They
miss this
probably
one?
like, you know when you like receive the wrong like Amazon package? Like maybe they just like receive like a huge shipment of cheese that was meant for like Texas.
Right, like, freaking cheddar, a Boeing 757 with, like, carrying a bunch of blocks of cheddar, American style, like, went down in Thailand. Malaysia Air
Exactly.
went down.
hmm Exactly. So now they're stuck with this like rogue shipment of cheese, and then Burger King purchased it for pennies on the dollar
Mhm.
from the government and was like, "Hey, let's make some fucking stupid marketing ploy with this and actually sell it." That's what I
Hell
think
yeah.
happened.
Yeah, dude. There's probably no other reason this happened is they were literally airdropped us a they're like, "This is gonna expire before we can sell this much cheese."
hmm They were airdropped. It's like you left your Bluetooth on the plane, and someone airdropped you a picture of their cheese.
Thailand got airdropped the entire cheese block. That's crazy.
Oh my god. Ah,
Wow.
well, we got to get someone on the ground, one of our militia, the Think Fresh
Mhm,
militia, to
mhm.
go into the Thailand BK and order one of these so we can get maybe a live reaction. We'll need to get them to film it, and yeah, we'll keep you posted on that.
I also want a 48-hour follow-up after the live reaction. I wanna
Yeah,
know,
dude.
like, not just that first bite feeling, but I wanna know that first night feeling afterwards.
That's right. We're gonna be doing a week-long diary study
Mhm.
with our sleeper agent in Thailand,
Dude, we're
and
gonna be calling that a diarrhea study.
oh man, nice one, Ty.
Thank you. I thought that was pretty good.
It was really good. What else we got, Ty? We have some other interesting things happening in the rap world.
Oh yeah, dude. I gotta talk to you about this book. um, I've had nothing to
Speaking of
do since you
diaries,
left for Europe. Yeah, speaking of diaries, I've had nothing to do since you fled to Europe. So I've been like parsing through the pages of Drake's new poetry book.
Mhm.
Titles Ruin Everything, ironically, A Stream of
Hmm.
Conscious by Aubrey Drake Graham and his
Mhm.
longtime ghostwriter, Kenza Samir, who
Excellent.
it's very funny that he's now
So,
celebrating ghostwriters.
yeah, it's kind of nice that he finally gave credit to one of his writers. But yeah, so it sounds like while I was at the Missoni room at the Biblos, Ty, you were at the Biblioteca.
You're absolutely right. I was lost in the pages of Drake's stream of conscious, which manifests as about 4 or 5 words per page. There's so much white space in this little book. Like this could have all been written on one page. He could have done the entire book on one piece of paper.
Wow. So, okay, hold on. Hold on. So, how big is this book? Like, hold it up for me real quick. Is this an 8.5 by 11?
This is an eight.
Uh,
No, it's like
a little bit
half of an eight
smaller.
and a half by 11. What do you call that? Like an A5?
Okay, so yeah, this could be like a personal size notebook from Muji.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It's like a
and
6 inch.
it's a 6 inch. So basically, your teacher was saying, like, hey, you need to write a 50-page essay due tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
And then Drake said, hold my gin spritz. And he said, I'll do a 50-page essay, but I'm going to do one sentence per page.
Mm-hmm. He's the type of guy to like get by on a technicality and also enjoy a Hugo Spritz with some Saint Germain.
Yeah. Drake, the type of guy to not get in trouble in school because of his charm. You know what I mean? He was able to
Mm-hmm.
charm the teacher out of detention.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Brilliant.
Yeah, dude.
Is
He
this
made
an
a
episode of
pass and then got
Degrassi
a
or
pass.
something?
I think
Yeah,
so.
exactly. Wow. So, okay, so what's in this book? Is this like a bunch of IG captions for the thoughts in his life, or are they simply thoughts of his?
They are
See what I did there?
thoughts. Yeah, I did. They're thoughts about thoughts. They're quite resentful. The entire book
Oh
feels
shit.
like it is Instagram captions about disliking a particular woman. Um,
Oh,
and
interesting.
also most of the haters. So I'll just flip to a few random pages. Like,
So you would say it's generally a negative sentiment. It's like Drake is in his like evil era.
yeah, he's feeling a little tongue in cheek, and he wants people to know that he's not vibing with them.
Hmm. Yeah, he's a dog and he needs to be let out of his kennel.
Exactly. This one's for all the dogs. So, for example, like one sentence I just went to, it says, hearts break as much as they beat, a lesson I know too well but hate to teach."
Oh,
Yeah. And then in the next
why does
sentence,
that
it
one
says,
read like a? Why do you have to read it like a Dr. Seuss novel? like, like the way Drake reads it is probably very different from the way you just read it. Like you read it as if like a 5-year-old is gonna get a kick out of it.
yeah, dude, I think this could totally be read at bedtime. Speaking of bedtime, this page says, "You were in my dream last night. They call that a nightmare, right?" Damn.
Wow,
Here's the
damn!
next
Someone hurt
page.
Drake.
I know, we all came up broke, but I'm the only one who used my tools to fix it.
We both came up broke, but I'm the only one who used my tools to fix it.
So he's doing a
Hmm.
wordplay off of broke.
and what tools is he talking about?
I think he's talking about his ability with a
Lyrical
pen.
ability.
Yeah.
Hmm. There was
Because
one I
he,
remember seeing online somewhere that was something about like I think you're probably flipping to that page right now, Ty, but it's about having special talents, and like his talents include a pen and
mhm,
yours include a bed or
a be-
something along those lines.
yes, 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 yes. I just had that page open. Let's see if I can find it again.
My talents
Um,
involve 12 inches of bread, and yours involve 12 seconds in bed.
wow, that's really good.
Thank you.
I can't find it, but you basically nailed it. Um, so I think that is actually his skill. Is it's about the pen, because he said another one about like how he's a great writer but not a great fighter.
Oh, okay. So he's not a hunter gatherer type. Is that what he's trying to
No,
say?
he says, "Oh, here it is. I misused his words. He's a great fighter. I'm a terrible texter, but a great writer. Hate confrontation, but a great fighter."
Mm,
There you have it, folks.
that's right. So he's in his legal bag. He would
He's in
be a
his
great
legal
lawyer.
bag. Although he doesn't explicitly say that, we're reading between the white space.
That's right, Ty. There's
Um,
tons of white space for us to fill with our interpretations.
mhm. And like everyone on the planet, I think Drake is a Like he's obviously a food enthusiast, probably not a Subway enthusiast. Otherwise, there'd be more references to it in this book. But he did make a few culinary references throughout it. I'll throw them your way right now. On this page, he says, "Your taste in men isn't exactly Michelin star." Pretty
Oh
good.
fuck, that's good. I like that. I
Yeah,
like that a lot.
nice use of the word taste. This one says, this one's you could put this in a Subway context. Irony. It costs a lot of money to feel free, which is crazy because that's how I feel when I'm getting all those free vegetables.
It
Okay.
does. There's an upfront cost, Ty. If you want any of the free vegetables, you got to put a deposit down.
Mm-hmm.
Are the vegetables really free?
They're not really free. You got to spend money to make tomatoes.
You got to spend your
Um,
money and you got to spend your sanity at Subway.
hmm There is a quote about going insane on here that I really liked. He was like, where is it? Oh, I should bookmark all of these. Here it is. She suffers from main character syndrome. If you ask me, I told her I'm going crazy. She said, without me? Love that.
Oh,
That one actually
okay, okay.
hits. This is a good reference to Subway. Those guys are so burnt out, we can smell it from here.
Damn, he's actually talking about me on my day job, Ty.
Damn. Yeah,
Yeah,
podcasting
dude.
is it'll tucker you. Okay, last one for you. This one is the only one with explicit mention of food in the entire book. You're not thugging, you're kidding. One side of beef is not beef, it's chicken.
Oh, I
Honestly,
like
all those
that.
lines go harder than I thought. They
Yeah,
do
it does
take
go kind of
they
hard.
require some pondering.
hmm Ty sent me a couple of them via text, and I would agree that they didn't hit as hard on text. On print, they seem to work.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the way you just Dr. Seuss them to me, I agree that they do knock.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you need to Seussify them a little to take the seriousness off them, and then you can
Yeah.
kind of like, I guess, like reflect on them without the I don't know, expectation that they're supposed to be hard bars.
hmm I think there's a world, Ty. There's a there's a side quest here where you memorize this entire book, and then you go to a open mic at a like slam poetry event, and then you just yell the entire book out.
It would take about 4 minutes.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty awesome. No one would catch on because no one would actually purchase this except for you.
Hmm I don't think anyone else can purchase it. It's
Yeah.
sold out everywhere.
It's sold out, Ty. It's simply incredible. You might have the only copy that was available to purchase because I think all the other ones were just given out.
I think so too. Yeah, it's a select group of people only acquired this
hmm
book, but um, yeah, I think you should get a copy. I think everyone should have this on their coffee table. They should have this. Actually, this is a great book to have like by your toilet because of two reasons. One, short reads for short sessions, and two, lots of empty white paper if you need it in an emergency.
Yeah, if you have to rip out a page, then you're not losing too much content, right? You're only
Yeah,
losing one sentence.
yeah, it's not much. Like it's actually
That's pretty
this would be a
awesome.
great burn book because you're not there's not much material that you're really losing. Like if the library of
hmm
Alexandria was filled with a million copies of this book, we would have no problems.
Yeah, you would lose 15 minutes of reading time.
We'd make it back.
Yeah, and it doesn't matter, Ty, because all of this content is going to be cemented onto Instagram. So it doesn't matter if the books all disappear because it'll be online for everyone to see anyway via the
100%.
caption of blue check Instagram girls.
Yep. Or Champagne Poppy himself.
That's right. Wow,
Wow. What else is
brilliant.
happening in hip hop? You mentioned you foreshadowed at the beginning of this episode that Travis Scott was visiting the pyramids of Giza.
I don't think he's visiting, but he is. I guess live streaming the launch of his album, Utopia. This will be a live concert from the pyramids of Giza, Ty. This is a big deal.
Interesting. He's gonna have Fruitopia in Egypt. Very
This
exciting.
is There's a few reasons why I think this is interesting. First one is I'm pretty sure Travis has not been to Egypt. because this will be his first time, and I think the reason I believe that is because I don't think anyone's going to be like able to go to the concert there. It's like logistically, does anyone in Egypt even know about Travis Scott?
I want to see the stats on that. Like, is that where his listener base is? But I don't think he even needs a live audience there. I think it's all about the stream. Like this guy is like, I want to have a concert in
Hmm.
Fortnite. I want to have a concert at the pyramids. I want to have a concert
Damn.
in fucking Astroworld or on the moon or wherever, the gates of hell. I
Shit.
don't care if there's no people there. I'm gonna put it online. That's his
Damn.
MO.
You're right. You're right. So maybe he's smarter than we think because I truly think the best way to enjoy Egypt is through your screen. I don't
Hmm.
think going there is the way to go. I think it's all about enjoying it via live stream and then simply clicking close on the tab when you're done. It's
Yeah,
probably the
dude.
best way to enjoy Egypt. But
There's
the other thing, Ty, is what?
no layover, no extreme heat, no like
Hmm.
antiquated laws around being a woman or minority. It's
Exactly. No fear of being arrested for like touching the pyramid or something.
hmm
You don't have to deal with the scammers who are charging you way too much for a camel ride, following you around, things like that. Um,
hmm
but the other thing that's interesting, Ty, is I'm pretty sure like you either can't do anything with the pyramids or you have to pay a shit ton of money to do something with the pyramids. Like you
hmm
need to like pay the government a lot of money to be able to like host an event like this. What do you think about
hmm
that, Ty? Is it worth paying to host a concert? Aren't you supposed to be paid to have a concert?
Yeah, this doesn't make any sense. Um, Travis could have had the exact same concert in the back room of a subway and live stream that and been way cheaper and just as interesting to
Hmm.
me.
Live from the Fruitopia drink dispenser.
Exactly. So that is kind of backwards that he's footing the bill for his own show for no people to arrive. Like
Hmm.
maybe one camel will see it or hear it.
Exactly. So, what are the chances that this happens? Is it going to get canceled? What do you think?
I think it's gonna get green screened. I think he's not gonna leave his like house in Hollywood Hills. He's going to set up in the backyard a big ass pyramid green screen and put the DJ booth out in front of that and then hop on the mic.
Hmm. I think that
It
makes a
can't
lot
be
of
that hard
sense.
to fake, Eric. There's so many photos online. They're high def too. They're high def photos.
They're high def photos, and no one will be there to verify it.
hmm
So it's all good.
No one's gonna say he didn't do it because who's watching?
No one's watching. That's right. Everyone's online. Wow. So we've cracked it, Ty.
Hmm. Maybe that's what utopia is, Eric. It's just a state of mind. It's not
It's just a pipe
actually
dream.
anywhere. Yeah, it's unachievable.
Whoa. Yeah, there's no way that he's like using Egypt as a metaphor for utopia. There's nothing really utopian about that place.
No. Where would you pick as utopia? Where do you think the utopia actually is?
Mm. Isn't there like a there's like a fake like cartoonish island somewhere that has like a similar name to Utopia.
Is there? Is it like in the middle of
Yeah,
the Atlantic?
something like that. Wait, what is that place
Interesting.
called?
Are you talking about the one with the Easter Island heads?
No, but that's also a very good spot. You could like replace the Easter Island heads with like two giant Ojas hi-fi speakers.
That's funny.
Yeah.
That would be sick. I want to put the speaker in them.
Exactly. You can carve a mouth hole in them and just have like a huge speaker inside a subwoofer. Ooh.
Oh, that'd be so cool. It's like do not pass.
Exactly.
Wow. Truly a god.
Yeah. I don't know, Ty. I don't know if I don't know, dude. I'm like so sick of Travis Scott now. I'm just like so exhausted by everything. Is this
It's because he like stopped being a human at some point. He just became a corporation. Like he's more of a corporation than any other musician I can think of.
Yeah, I just think of him as like a WWE wrestler. like like he's just a character now. You know what I mean? A
hmm
character that is like an LLC. He's basically just
hmm
John Cena LLC.
Yeah, more or less. He's like somehow escape. Like his Fortnite character is actually a more realistic version of him than his real life character.
Mhm.
It's like he climbed out
Exactly.
of the computer screen and then incorporated.
Yeah, dude. He's actually just an NFT.
Yeah,
Yeah. Shit.
that's
Well,
crazy.
I don't know. It's just like all the marketing. It just feels like the last time I cared about Travis Scott, I felt like I was like 12 years old or something. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
It's like when I think about the last time I cared, I just feel so immature. But now it's like when I look at it, I'm like, oh, a billboard with like a briefcase on it. Ooh, what do the numbers mean? Like, I could care less, dude. Like your song, you don't have songs. Like
Yeah,
there's
dude.
no songs. Give me the songs. Like what the fuck is this billboard bullshit?
This is the thing is like, and I feel like he has like, I think there's an expectation as a musician matures that they should like be more vulnerable with their music and like tell deeper, better narratives and like reflect a whole person and who they are. And I don't think Travis does any of that with his music. In at least the last album he launched, it just I was like,
To be
I
honest,
don't
I feel
know.
like that's probably the best move he's ever made is to not be vulnerable. Like that's actually like the last thing I want to see from someone like Travis Scott to talk about his woes.
You
Like
don't want to hear him try to articulate his feelings.
yeah. Yeah, dude. I don't want like less Travis and more Jacques. I want less I want as little Jacques Webster as possible. All I want is
Fair
like
enough.
rage music, but like we're not even
Hmm.
getting that anymore. Like all we have is like cryptic Instagram posts and then like a brown G wagon.
It's a really good point. Um, yeah, the narrative doesn't make sense.
Hmm. What do we do
He's
about
making an
Travis, dude?
escape room, dude. He's an escape room manufacturer.
He's just trying to escape this twisted metaverse life that we all live in.
The
Um,
pursuit of
he-
utopia.
yeah. Oh man. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just done with it. I'm done with all rappers.
All of them, every single one.
The only rapper that I care about it anymore is obviously Drake, and the new Babyface Ray album is good too. I like that.
What about the new Young Thug? Any rapper
That's
that's
what
actively in court is worth paying attention to.
I guess so. There's there's going to be like multiple live streams. There's only two types of live streams that happen for rappers. One is like album release. Actually, there's three: album release, Rolling Loud, and then the
Hmm.
streaming of their court, like the court day.
Yeah.
Which one are you tuning
Oh,
into?
none of them actually. I'm more of an auditory appreciator.
That's
But
right.
what whatever academics posts, I guess.
Yeah, I get all my news from ACK, and I don't need to, you know, with the Johnny Depp court case, the court what is it called? Hearing
Deposit Johnny deposition.
Johnny deposition. I was tuned in live because that was like, you know,
Mhm.
that was more entertaining than any TV show at the time. But with Thug, I just need the highlights. You know what I mean? Give me the Sports Center top 10 plays of the of the
Mhm.
day, like who fumbled their words, who's representing themselves, things like that. Kind of like the show Jury Duty.
Oh yeah, dude, that show slapped. Um, I,
What
I,
if imagine the show Jury Duty, but it's Young Thug's case?
oh, that's such a good idea for season two. Is like arrest a rapper and fake the whole thing,
Exactly. It's like,
dude.
oh
They
man.
would pull that shit on Gunna, like poor guy.
Oh no. Yeah, dude, Gunna has to be a juror in the YSL case. What a twisted
Hmm.
world we live in.
Yeah,
Shit.
everything's colliding. This is
Hmm.
utopia. We are in it.
We're actually in Utopia the whole time.
Hmm.
Speaking of
Utopia
another,
is 20 slices of cheese in a golden bun.
we reached yeah we reached Utopia with that meal item.
Hmm.
Um, speaking of a glitch in the Matrix, Ty, Quavo was on a yacht in Miami, and apparently his crew robbed the captain.
Oh, that was a mutiny. Like
They robbed them. They robbed the yacht people, I guess.
Quavo's like set.
Goon. Quavo's
His
goon
goons.
squad um, went full Captain Jack Sparrow, no Johnny Depp, and went like full pirate mode and like robbed the his crew. I guess I'm not totally sure.
No, that doesn't make any sense. Why didn't they do that? Like, Quavo's the one with the
well,
bag on that boat.
well, Ty, this is just rich people problems because think about the last time we ordered a footlong and said, "I want my money back." I think that's what happened, except on in maritime law.
So they weren't enjoying their yacht excursion, and like, damn, this is like a crazy episode of Below Deck. So then they're like,
I
give us the
know.
money back, and then they get in an altercation at sea, and then they get like White Lotus off the end, or like,
Yeah,
how did this end?
I imagine it happened the same way the Drake video ended. Where what's that Drake video where they're on a boat and they get robbed by a bunch of baddies?
I think it's from Take Care era.
No, dude, that's recent. It's from the Honestly Nevermind, I think.
Oh, Sticky? Yeah, it's the Sticky music video.
No, it's not. It's the sticky one's though with the Virgil Maybach.
Hmm. Wow, you really haven't memorized, hey? Spinboat You,
Yes, there you go.
The Boy in
Spin
21.
spin boat you.
Spinboat You. Dude, that's got the track that has my favorite lyric on it. Oh, no, it doesn't. I'm getting all the songs mixed up at this point.
Oh, dude, come on.
I'm sorry. Okay, so Drake's on a boat. He gets robbed by baddies, and then he falls
hmm
off and drowns.
hmm I think something like that. Yeah. The baddies were trying to get him to pay for a camel ride, a different kind of camel ride, but
Ayo.
um, and yeah, he wasn't having it. So I guess they shot up the place. They spun about him,
Wow.
and there you
So,
go. So I don't know, Ty. I really don't know. It's hard to decode what happened. But all I know is Migos is falling apart in front of our eyes.
yeah, it turns out that Takeoff was the anchor. Um, pun intended.
Yeah.
So, do you
How it's like an oxymoron there.
kind of is actually. There's a lot to that.
Yeah.
So, do you think Quavius Marshall? Do you think he sicked his goons on the captain and crew? Do you think he said get get my bands back and sent them to do his dirty work, or do you think they did it out of
Hmm.
loyalty to him? Like, what was his involvement in this? Is he the
This is
mastermind?
very yeah, this is very interesting because Quavo himself is probably like, "Wow, that sucked, but whatever. Let's, take the PJ home. It's all good."
Mhm.
Whereas like the goons are like, "We didn't even pay for this, but we're so mad that we're gonna get our money back for our boy."
Mhm.
You know what I
Oh,
mean?
that's
Like
loyalty. That's
that's
true. Those are
loyalty.
the Migos you want around.
That exactly. I think Quavo needs some new amigos because if your friends are acting this way, that's like a bad look for you. Like, who has worse amigos, Quavo or John Morant?
This is a really good question.
Probably Quavo, because if my
Yeah,
if my
probably.
friends are like waving guns around and robbing the people I'm doing business with, then I don't know how like you can continue to survive in this world.
Damn, dude. Yeah, Quavo's like walking off this boat, sitting in the back of the cop car, head in hands, thinking like, "I need some new friends. I
Yeah.
have the worst fucking friends."
Wow. No kidding.
Wow. They threatened to kill the captain and throw him off the yacht if he turned the boat around. Interesting.
Oh.
So
So okay, so
they
what
he was
happened really?
yeah, a strong armed robbery on a yacht. People say folks on the boat told the two men got aggressive with the captain. Said the rental time was nearing its conclusion. They didn't even own the boat. Um, I didn't know they were broke. So then the men prompted a refund. They're like, if the rental time is ending, give me the money back. And then
Oh.
they captain said, I'm turning this boat around. They said, no, we want to party longer. So then they threatened to kill the captain, throw him off the yacht. A proper mutiny.
hmm Wow,
Very
that is
cool. Very
insane.
cool. What a crazy story.
What a crazy story. Ty, this just reminded me that I hit a Quavo type of lick on a boat on my trip, and I didn't even tell you about.
Dude, did you? Wait, who did you hurt?
Dude, this was a victimless crime, but I hit a lick. I'm about to tell you about it.
Okay, hit me.
Um, so I had a ferry booked from Venezia to Croatia. Okay. And this boat was scheduled to depart at 5 p.m. Cost an arm and a leg because it's the best way to travel between the two countries,
Mhm.
especially from those two cities because it's only like a 3 hour boat ride.
Easy.
Um, yeah, sounds fun, right? At
Mhm.
about 12 p.m., while I'm browsing some Picassos at the Peggy Guggenheim Museum, I get a text saying my ferry was canceled. No further information, right? Just vanished. Um, and so I'll spare you the boring bits, but managed to find a different ferry to a different city that's like 45 minutes away. So all hope is restored, right? I
Mhm.
get my refund for my original boat, and I had to book my new one in person at the terminal, right? So I hop on and they're like, okay, here's your boarding pass and you will pay on arrival. So we can't charge you here. It's a Croatian company, so you have to pay them once you arrive. Like, okay, no
Mm.
problem. On the ferry tie, I keep hearing like announcements like, hey, John Appleseed, come to the back of the boat to pay your bill. Because obviously there's other people who were affected by this. They just keep
Mhm.
ripping off names. Mine is never called. And I'm just like thinking
Really?
like, oh shit, I might have to not have to pay for this. And then eventually they're like, okay, anyone with an outstanding bill, please come here and pay for it, right? Whatever. I never get out of my seat, and we land in Croatia with the boat. We dock, and then I like hop out of the boat. Not a soul is in front of me. I just like walk away.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. So I got a refund for my first one, and then I got a free ride in the second one.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah, dude. I
That
saved a ton of money, and I'm realizing now that I hit a lick, just like
you sure
Quavo.
did. Just, like, that
Call,
free
call me takeoff because I just took right off without paying.
dude, there's so many, like your immigration story into Croatia is one that many, many people currently floating in the Mediterranean wish they could have.
Oh
So,
shit.
you're very blessed.
No kidding. There's literally a boat full of refugees somewhere who are thinking like, wow,
Mhm.
if only I could sit in
Yeah.
the business class seat on this high speed ferry.
Like, he walked off for free?
Yeah,
Damn,
dude. Like I
that's
got a
crazy.
free ride. Yeah.
That's the equivalent of, um, getting all the Subway vegetables without the bread, you know?
That's right. It's almost as if like they fucked up my first sandwich, refunded me, and then
Mhm.
like got me the second one for free, and then forgot to
Mhm.
charge me.
It's the best case scenario. I think the transportation industry just doesn't understand their business models. Like, there's not a single transportation agency or industry or channel that like has figured out their pricing model. Like, airplanes are so messed up too. Like, I took a flight
Hmm.
last time I took a flight to Toronto. It was 2 hours late, and they had to pay me money to take the flight. I made money taking that flight. It doesn't
Oh,
make any
dude,
sense. It's
it's
crazy.
amazing. So wait, how did you get paid for this? Did you complain or what?
I complained, yeah, and then they just sent me some credit for it, and now I covered the flight and then some.
There you go. See, so I mean, you are traveling for free. We might as well be influencers.
Dude, I feel like Air Drake the way I'm flying for free.
Hmm. That's right. There's probably a line in there about you know not having to pay to check a bag ever or something.
Yeah, I
59
don't.
bags on the 767 or whatever. What's that line?
I can't remember, but I think you nailed it. There was very little about air flight, which is wild because he usually raps about it.
Hmm.
Um, no, nothing.
Dude, if Mr. Terry was waiting for you to come home from Toronto, he'd be very pissed.
Because I'm running late.
You're 2 hours late, man. Where are you?
Oh yeah. Sorry, Mr. Terry.
Yeah, dude, who's trying to
Listen,
bang your line and you're in the air. You're 30,000
dude,
feet up.
I'm in airplane mode. Mr. Terry is not contacting me. Find another ride.
Exactly.
Wow.
Brother. That's all the topics I had. There's probably more to the story on my trip, but we can talk about it as it comes back to me in future
Mhm.
episodes.
for another session. This has been a grueling but joyful 1 hour and 6 minutes with you,
Grueling.
Jared.
What do
Did
you
I
mean
say grueling?
grueling?
I meant joyful.
Mm-hmm.
I just said joyful.
Growling, because we're hungry.
My stomach is grueling right now.
Mm-hmm. Okay, brother.
Okay, brother.
Okay, brother. It's time to go fight inflation.
Yes, I am going to be inflating my stomach with lunchtime now because I'm so hungry for a 20 cheese sandwich.
Oh, wow. I'm probably going to go drink a bottle of wine.
Hell yeah. All
Okay,
right.
well, it's been
Breadheads,
fun.
thank you for listening. Eric, thank you for joining me. Think fresh, everybody.
Ciao.